Hello everyone, and thank you for joining my channel once again. So I'm going to be extremely brief with this. This incident happened earlier today, with my ex-narcissistic husband. So for those of you who don't know, I am divorced from my ex-narc, and we have 3 children, or two twin 5-year-old girls and one 8-year-old boy. So anyway, we share custody. It's 50-50. And we stay in separate households, not far from each other. So this year, he is granted Christmas Day with our children. All even years, I am granted Christmas and all major holidays with our children. So being that he's narcissistic, and narcissistic people are extremely competitive, which is putting it nicely, they're insanely competitive. He didn't like the fact that even though he gets our children on Christmas Day, I was going to have them Christmas Eve, and that meant they were going to open their presents first and have the whole Christmas experience before him, or before doing it with him on Christmas Day. So he kind of hinted at that over the weeks leading up to today's incident. But he made it very apparent today when he texted me, like after I dropped our kids off at his place. He sent me a text shortly after asking if our children were unwrapping gifts at my place tomorrow. And I mean, why wouldn't they? We've discussed this 100 times, but I guess he just wanted to verify, so I just sent a quick message back saying yes, they are. So I get a phone call maybe an hour and a half later or so. And usually I will pick up the phone if he's calling, if I know the children are with him. But for the most part, I don't, because he's usually trying to start a conversation about randomness, what some would call induced conversation. But if my children are with him, I will answer the phone just because I don't know if it's an emergency. So anyway, I pick up the phone, and he just had so much, I can't think of the word, but you could tell he was just so proud. You could hear it in his voice, and he just immediately, as I said hello, or after I said hello, he says, "Your children would like to talk to you." And I was just like, okay. And so he puts one of the twins on the phone, and it was Mia. Her name is Mia. And she started, telling me that, everything that she got for Christmas. Well, some of the things that she had gotten for Christmas, which was a doll and something else. And I said, "Oh, you've opened your presents already?" And she said, "Yes, we open our presents before Christmas." And, honestly, it did not matter to me. As long as they're healthy and happy, I honestly didn't care. But, and then he was in the background saying, "Yep, they opened their gifts already. They had Christmas today." And I was on my way to an appointment at the time, so I just let her know, "Hey, that's awesome. We'll have to talk more about it after mommy's appointment and whatnot." But it just goes to show you that these narcissistic type of beings, they just cannot lose. They have to one up you no matter what. Even if it means, it's just laughable, and at the same time it's just like, oh my gosh, it's mind blowing. But I guess he felt like this was winning, for him, because he got to jump the gun on having Christmas with them before me, even though he gets them on Christmas Day. So I don't know how this is going to sit with our 8-year-old, because he's already teetering on, is Santa real or not? And, that again, narcissistic people do not care whose feelings they crush or hurt, as long as they are, reaping the benefit or feeling that they've won. So at any cost, whether it's their children, their spouse, ex-spouse, whoever, they could care less, because they don't have empathy. So, I don't know how that's going to affect our children, especially our 8-year-old, as I was saying earlier, because maybe he'll put 2 and 2 together, like, okay, so it's not Christmas, and all of our gifts have, miraculously just showed up out of the blue while we're awake. Okay. So anyway, I just want to share that quick incident that happened. And also I just thought about it. I also want to share really quick about how my ex-narcissist had called me last weekend and asked me what I was getting our son for Christmas. And, that was my fault. I'm still learning to keep my mouth shut when it comes to this cat, because narcissistic people try to get as much information as they can out of you, just so they can use it against you. And again, this had to do with Christmas. And I had stated that I was getting our son a PlayStation 4. He likes to play games and all that good stuff. So immediately the ex-narc said, well, I already got him one. And I said, okay, well, then that means he'll have 2. And ex-narc was just like, well, that's stupid. Why not just buy games for the console and have that as his Christmas present? And I was just like, no, what you do at your house is what you do at your house, and what I do at my house is what I do at my house. So if he has 2 PlayStation 4 consoles, so be it. And so he got all flustered, and he hated that I was putting my foot down, because narcissistic people hate barriers. They don't like it. They absolutely hate it. So he just kind of was like, whatever, and got off the phone. A few days later, when I had our children, my son explained that he had received a PlayStation 4 for Christmas. And mind you, this is almost a week before Christmas. So I said, how do you know you have a PlayStation 4 for Christmas? Did Santa, did you put that down on your list for things that you wanted, or of things that you wanted? And he said, no, Dad let me open my gift early. So it didn't bother me at all. It just, again, solidified that he has to win at all costs. And that's just in their head. Everyone's in this game or is in competition with these people. And it's sickening, but it's hilarious at the same time. And, us normal people, we have no clue at all. I mean, no clue. But they live in a totally different world mentally. It's just like they have VR headgear and lenses on, because they're seeing things and thinking things and believing things, that are not there, that are not true. But yeah, that was the couple incidences that happened recently. And I want to share or shout out to everyone that has subscribed to my channel. Thank you for your subscription. My channel is not that big, and that's fine. I did not create this channel to gain, notoriety or, have a huge following. If that happens, great. But for the most part, I just wanted to do what I feel is my due diligence in sharing my experience or experiences dealing with such a person, a narcissistic person. So just because it helped me when, my eyes were opened to who or what I was dealing with, when I found out, or once I started my divorce proceedings. I can't talk right now. I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to thank you guys, and also have a happy holidays and a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I will talk to you all in the next podcast / video. All right, bye.